If I was to ever meet God, the source itself, and he was to, or she, or it was to ask me, because I'm going to talk on a 3D level sense. If he was to ask me, how did you get here? How did you find me? You know, because we're living in a world of mystery when it comes down to God and all of this stuff. And when he see me, he's going to look at me like, how did you find me? How did you know where I was? Because, you know, it's not really blatantly known where I am. There's many mysteries. How did you find me here? And it hit me when I made my last video. The main thing that I would tell him is that throughout my life, I've always had people with bad intentions around me. And I always took these bad intentions and I use it as power to strengthen me. And now those people that had bad intentions on me and the fact that I got strength from them, they now bow down to me. So now I became accustomed of who I am because I realized that they were that way because of just who I am. So I became better of who I am, and it led me to you. Because the only way in order for me to meet you is that I have to really love and accept and know who I am. So I realized that all my footstools that I had in my life, they hated me because of who I am. Not because of what I had, not because of what I look like, just because of who I am. And when I opened up my life and realized that everything about me is only because of who I am, I started to research who I am. I started to learn who I am. I started to grow in who I am because I realized I am living in a world that is designed to teach me not to know who I am, that was designed to make me forget who I am. So once I got deep into who I was, I used all the negative power and I used it as energy to put it in me, and it led me to you. This is why you see me and I see you. And this is why it wasn't hard for me to find you. So now I'm ready to become one with you. That's what I would tell him if I ever see him. Because they always tell us it's a narrow road to get to Christ. And everybody on this planet right now have their own individual mission on this planet. Everybody on this planet have their own mission. Nobody on this planet has the same mission. So we are all going to get to Christ in our own way. The way I got to Christ is not going to be the way you get to Christ. Because you have a certain mission. You have a certain experience that you got to go through in order to get to Christ. See, we are only living an experience to get to Christ. Because Christ is already in us. We got to live an experience to make us see that the Christ is in us. We don't have to live here to earn the Christ to get in us. We don't have to live here to see if we have the Christ. The moment we were born here, the Christ was already in us. We was anointed since birth. We was anointed before we was even planted by the man, because a woman already has the eggs in her. That's what a lot of men don't know. A lot of men think just because when they ejaculate in a woman, it takes that man's sperm in order to make a baby. And we need them. A woman is already born with billions of eggs already in her. Every time when we ovulate, we are letting go billions of eggs. So every time when that sperm hit that egg, that is what makes a baby, not that sperm. It hits our egg. Our egg open up and grab that shit. It takes us, because our eggs can also reject it. This is why women have miscarriages. I'm not going to go there about the woman, because every time when I talk about, I'm not going to go there. We're not doing that yet. Every time when I talk about the woman, they ban my videos. But the reason why I'm making this video is because we are all anointed. We all have our own missions. We all are going to get to Christ in our own way. There is no one set design. I got to Christ in my bedroom sitting on my bed. That's how I got to Christ. What I'm doing right now is how I got to Christ. You could get it at work. You could get it sitting on a bench at the park. You never know. You could look at a piece of trash and it may trigger you. And it could be anything. You could come out of a bad relationship. You could get it anywhere. It's no set design. Do not let people tell you that you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. It can come. I did not ask to be awakened. I didn't. Maybe I did. The only thing I asked was, why am I? Yeah. Well, okay. But I ain't know that I was gonna be woke up like this. I thought I was gonna be woke up to like a Lord. I ain't know you gonna wake me up like this. You know, sometimes they say, why did you ask for? But I'm glad I asked for it. But I asked for it, and it's funny because what I asked for and the way I became awakened, I asked for it. I didn't think I was asking for it. But the question that I asked when I became awakened, I've always asked those questions though. It's not like when I became awakened, it's because I asked this one magical question and I just woke up. The question that I asked that day, I've always asked the same question. And that is another enlightenment that I got, another enlightenment that I received during my awakening. A lot of times we could be asking the right questions. But sometimes when we ask the right questions, sometimes we can act for it sooner. Because remember, everything is designated on time. So sometimes when we ask certain questions about our life, like why am I here? Why do I exist? Why is this happening to me? Sometimes before we get the answers actually revealed, we have to live an experience to show us why we are here. Some of us have the eyes to see when we go through these experiences. Some of us is not going to have the eye when they go through the experience. It's only going to make them weaker. Some people is going to see the experience and they're going to realize, oh, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, everything is already shown to us. We already asking the right questions, because I've been asking the same questions all my life. And throughout my life, I've always been shown that I was anointed. I just did not know what it was. But I always knew it was something about me. I knew it. I didn't know what it was because I'm always saved. I could be in the midst of shitholes and nails. I can rise out of that shit like a phoenix. And it just happened out of the blue. I'm trying to tell you, if I tell you all my life, y'all be like, damn. I'm trying to tell y'all, it be miraculous shit out of nowhere. At the very split, I'm trying to tell y'all, that shit is real. Everything is designed in order. So sometimes when you asking your questions, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because life want to give you an experience to show you, to build you up. And sometimes when it gives you that experience, to give you the answer, instead of it building you up because you didn't use it as energy and strength, it made you weaker. And then it's not because you're weak or you don't have enough strength. It's because it's letting you know that the reason why you went through that is because it's not to prove to you that you were weak. It's because you doubted yourself. Because you was waiting for someone to save you. Every experience that we have in our life, everything that we go through it in our life, it takes out knowledge and energy and strength. Even if you make the wrong decisions, when you make the wrong decisions, you go through that wrong decision experience and you learn from it. Now you are a lesson, because somebody else might go through that same experience and you can say, no, don't do that. I did that. This is how we elevate each other. We don't need a God or a God. We can elevate each other. We can use our own experience and elevate each other. We can enlighten each other. I can teach you, don't do that. Don't deal with him, girl. He ain't nothing but a serial cheater. We do it to each other subconsciously, but we do it with bad intentions. If I'm trying to tell y'all, I wish I could have it along, because if we could rearrange our minds and our brains as a people, as a being, we could be like we were in the beginning when we all were different and we all work with each other. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is a mess.